Is this the best Wear OS smartwatch, the TicWatch Pro 5 Enduro? So I've been using this watch for about a week now, and here are my insights. There's only 3 things we get in the box, so let's open it up. So here's our watch. With the watch band already attached, we got 2 more things in the box. First, the pin charger, and second, the documentation. Now let's take off the sticker and see what we got here. So after booting it up for the first time, you end up having this display. First off, look at the design of the watch. Even though I have a small wrist, still it sits perfectly on my wrist. The display looks attractive. There's a raised texture bezels around the display, which at first glance looks rotatable, but it's not, although it's quite durable though. I will share my experience with the watch later, and I even add timestamps so you can look around about the battery life or durability experience. On the side we got 2 buttons, a rotatable crown, and 1 button for recent apps. But it is more like a programmable button. You can customize it according to your liking. On the back we get a bunch of sensors and a plastic back. I'm not sure if it can handle a long-term usage. I'm talking about the back. But as for now, it looks promising, and we got a charging space along with it. As for the bands go, I use this watch almost throughout the day just for testing purposes, and I have no complaints. These are comfortable and you can wear it for a longer time with no issues. And you can easily swap a different band on this watch. There are 2 color options we get. I have the obsidian, and you can also avail slate color. Enough for design. The display of TicWatch Pro 5 Enduro is the star of the show, and this is probably the only smartwatch comes with 2 displays inside. One which is ultra low power display, and second an Amoled 1.43 inches. The low power display sits on top of Amoled panel and comes with the different color options, which you can change right from your watch setting. Even I set the low power display to tilt to wake up, which saves a lot of battery and can show multiple things like your footsteps, heart rate, Bluetooth connectivity, and much more. And for the main display, you can have a multiple watch faces. There's an app already included in this watch with the name Time Show to give you even more watch faces. You can also download external apps for more watch faces. And it's bright enough for outdoor use, and one thing I like the most is the blacks. Since it's AMOLED display, the blacks are really dark, and the auto brightness works on point for most of the time. This is where I tested this watch in real life, and I have 3 instances where I hit this watch against the wall and 1 time against the handle of the door in this week of using. And from all these 3 encounters, the watch barely get any scratch. So the display comes with a sapphire crystal glass, which you can find in recent Galaxy watches, and even the aluminum 7000 series on the sides is quite durable, because my experience where I hit this watch 3 times, so all of the time the display was protected either with the raised bezel or the sides, so it's quite durable. Although if you consistently encounter such situations, then maybe you can get small scratches. The watch is also rated at 5 ATM, which is 50 meters waterproofing. The durability is actually on par with this device. Keep in mind, the back of the watch can easily get scratched if you put it on a hard surface or so, because it's plastic, and plastic gets scratches pretty easily. I would say this is one of the things which most of people wanted from Galaxy Watch, the long-lasting battery life. Just for the numbers, the battery on TicWatch Pro 5 Enduro is rated at 628 mAh, and Galaxy Watch Ultra is rated at 590 mAh, which means this watch has even bigger battery, and I have a great experience with this watch as for the battery goes. On the first day when I boot up this watch, it was at 85%. Since it's the first day, I checked a couple of features, and that was the only day I used this watch the most. And by the end of the day, it was at 59%. The next day when I woke up, the watch dropped almost 4% of the battery for the whole night, but later when I recorded the battery, it was at 53%. That's 2 hours after I woke up. The second day ends at 39% remaining, which means it dropped almost 14 to 16% of the battery. Right now, as of writing this review, I drained this watch 2 times to 0%. And I can frankly say, if you use your watch a lot, then it will drop almost 25% battery each day, and if not, then between 15 to 20%. So with the normal use, it can last about 4 full days. My settings was heart rate was set at every 10 minutes, automatic exercise was enabled, tilt to wake up was also enabled with the ULP ultra low power display, sleep tracking was enabled whenever I sleep, it will automatically start detecting my sleep, and I also connected my watch through Bluetooth, and for some days I also connect watch with Wi-Fi only. So almost essentials were enabled, and these settings were enabled after you unbox your device. Company claims 90 hours of battery life, and it is somehow true for a normal usage, and for essential mode you can extend it up to 45 days, but only the low power display works with it. Remember, at night I enabled the essential mode. You can set it automatic. The watch still measures everything, but you cannot turn on the display. Also at night, there's a weird bug with this watch, which I will share later in the features section. Also, the charging speed is good. They claim 30 minutes of charge can last about 2 full days, which is technically true, because this watch do 2% in 1 minute, which means 60% of the charge in just 30 minutes. Obviously, when it hits 80% of the charge, it starts slowing down, but overall, it's good. I wish they put up wireless charging in this watch. The battery life is great, but this is a missing feature. When I say I tested this feature every single day, I mean it. I don't know, a couple of people say it's way off, but in my experience, it works on point. And even I have a different sleep schedules. Like I sleep somewhere around 12 to 12:30 and woke up at 4:15 or 4:30 for my prayers. And then after that, I go to sleep again. And for this whole week I tested, it worked great. Wake up time is almost perfect. In my experience, it's minute to minute. I don't know why people get bad results, but if you want the perfect results, you have to tighten up your watch against your wrist for better results. So for me, the results are pretty okay. There's one thing which I hate, the automatic settings for essential mode. It's completely broken. I set this thing to 11:30, but it never go to essential mode even after 12:30. Whenever I sleep, it just put this thing in essential mode. Also, auto disable till to wake up is also broken. So every night before going to sleep, I have to manually turn off the tilt to wake up feature, and then I go to sleep. Because the first night when I didn't turn off this feature, I was getting light on my face the whole night. A pretty annoying experience, but after that, I manually turn off this feature each time when I go to sleep. TicHealth and TicExercise are the two main apps for your tracking, and most of the time you'll get around TicHealth for your overall health status, like footsteps and all your major health features. There are a bunch of built-in exercise in TicExercise, but if the intended exercise is not available, you can go with the freestyle. As for the performance goes, the watch works perfectly except when it was on a low charge. 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage is more than enough. App opening and the UI is smooth, but one day, and it only happened once on a low charge, the watch randomly stuck in essential mode after I woke up. So it was not responding even when I was clicking buttons. So I pressed both buttons at the same time for I don't know how many seconds, but the watch restarted itself and then it was slowed down. A different kind of lag which I only experienced once with this watch. Apart from this, I didn't have such experience with this watch. There are some sort of shortcomings, like everyone says the Wear OS 3.5 is quite old. Yes, it's too old. They should give us an update. The software needs some bug fixes, and one missing feature is the wireless charging. I wish they put wireless charging, but this is what it is. So for $350, would you guys consider buying this watch? And at the end, thanks for my boy for sending me this watch for my review. On this note, if you're still here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.